Alright guys, this is the final sand on the bus build bar top. I'm down to 120. I'm going to hit it with some 180 here in a minute. And then we're going to do a final sand of 220 and then clear coat. And I had a really gangster idea. So here's the bar top. If you missed the video the other day, this was a giant cedar tree that I cut down. Well, tornado cut down. I went and retrieved it from the city of Rutledge here in Georgia. I did this black walnut inlay because the center of the tree was rotted out. I'm keeping it live edge. This live edge is absolutely beautiful. Lots of character. You even got some bug tunnels and stuff where grubs were eating into the tree. Left some chainsaw marks where I cut this giant limb off. But I'm thinking about inlaying actual cigars into the table, just random, into the bar top. I'm cigar poor right now. Who wants to donate some cigars for this thing? I'm thinking like some Perdomo, maybe some Perdomo Legacies, some Perdomo 20 years. I don't know, I have a hard time burying that good of a cigar on a bar top, but they are my favorites. It's mobile. We're going to get tires. Alright guys, my buddy Travis Johnson asked how to do an inlay specifically. And I realized I've never actually recorded that process from start to finish. So, come in close. What we're doing here is we are inlaying these cigars randomly throughout the bar, as this is a cigar bar. And so with the cigars, it's a little more forgiving than a piece of wood where it has to be almost perfect. I actually am going to give myself a little extra room when tracing this cigar so that I don't break the cigar when I push it into its final resting place. So now that we've got the cigar traced, this is the key to a successful inlay. A very sharp razor blade. And the reason we razor blade the edge of the inlay like this is as the router bit comes into that razor blade, you can see it start to flake off the wood, and we'll capture that for you when we get to that point in the process. Without the razor blade, you could very easily go past your line and not even see it. And I'm gently angling the blade into the square. You don't want to get too aggressive with that. When I was much younger, I was pulling into the square and it rode across the square and cut the end of my thumb off. So you don't want to do that more than once. So since this end is radiused, I kind of have to freehand this. So we're going to go light and then get heavier as we copy it. And when you start to plunge your router in, you want to start it up away from the wood and then lower it into the wood. So since we kind of have a rotten knot here, I'm going to go right into that rotten knot. When you're chiseling out these little corners, you want to hold it back from the line a little bit because the angle of the chisel is going to drive it towards the line. That is how you inlay a cigar into a bar top. And there's sawdust all over the camera lens. That was almost sketchy. This black walnut's really hard on router bits. Just burning these things up. This one was brand new an hour ago. And it's chattering them so hard, they're literally falling apart. And I'm not rushing them, I'm not going fast, I'm taking it easy. It's just burning these bits up. You can see right here where I set my original depth, and as I was going through the deepest part, the bit vibrated the coupler loose that holds the bit in, and it started to fall out. You can see it goes from shallow to deep on that pass. And I'm hyper focused on this line, so I'm not really looking at the bit itself, but I happened to glance over at the bit and realized it was walking out, and I shut it down right before it came out at 10,000 RPM. That would have been a fun day. Go into your home, little cigar. Watching the world wake up here at UCC. Out here, stirring some chili. We got leftovers from last night if anybody wants to come get some. Steak and eggs, baby. Live at UCC.
Getting ready to sand down the roof. I don't do well with sunshine, so I'm covered head to toe. Hope this goes well. Getting there. It's hot on top of this bus. Day 2 of getting the bus ready to paint. It had received a paint job right before, in quotation marks, paint job, right before UCC. Benny and his family had done their best with the tools they had, but we're stripping it now to get it ready for some automotive paint to make it shine like it should. So day 2, Bill's removed a lot of the lights. He's gone in and stripped a bunch of the wiring, the old camera system, the unnecessary wiring that we're not going to utilize, but she's coming along. Or should I say he? This is Gary. I guess Gary.